Welcome to the Court of Opinions podcast. We back again with another episode. If you haven't seen our first episode, go check out the fire episode on YouTube, link below. Follow us on social media, and this is episode number 2. We're excited to be here with you guys. Follow along our journey. We will be on the court. That'll be where we primarily are, but for now, we're meeting you like this. Still great content. Get a taste of our personalities, and we bring the funny, the entertaining. Just follow our journey. All right, let's jump into it.
Hey, I don't know if you guys have had some of the spirited conversations that I have about corporal punishment, which of course the dictionary tells us that it's physical punishment for any kind of crime or issue, right? So in America, spankings have been going on, spankings, whippings, whatever you want to call them, been going on for a long time. So trust me, if your kid is embarrassing you, cussing you in public, which I'm sure all of y'all have seen it. I've seen it. I live in Frisco, so I've seen a 6-year-old tell his mom to shut up and I hate you.
What?
But when he was 3, he was in the bath. He knew it was time for a spanking for that kid. He looked at me, and of course, every black parent in there looked at their kid like, I wish you would. We don't do that. He said, no, Dad, he needs a spanking. That's at 3. So they get it. But let me tell you a story about my youngest boy. Now, hey, I look at the silver lining on everything, but he shook me on this day. He outright defied me. So it's hard to shake me. I'm even killed. I'll talk to you. I'll give you a warning after warning after warning before I decide to get at you. So I gave him several warnings, and he knew it was over. So I'm like, hey, fella, what did I tell you the next time that you did this, what was going to happen? And I do that now. I was like, hey, you do it again, I'm getting you. He said, well, you told me you're going to give me a spanking. All right. So do you think I'm justified in giving you this spanking? Yes, sir, you are. Cool. We're on the same page then, right? I'm telling him, let's go. I'm walking one way, he's walking the other. I'm like, man, where you going? He said, oh, I thought we were going to do this in the office. You know what? That's kind of gangster. I'm like, no, sir, go to my bedroom. We're going to handle this in there. So, of course, my wife is sitting on the stairs. My oldest boy is sitting on the stairs, and my daughter is sitting there. It's like, it's the dead man walking look. And they're all like, oh, my God. My oldest boy shaking his head like, man, you knew better. So I walk in there, close the door. It's me and him. Always give him a little Ray Lewis speech. Respect, responsibility, discipline, and explain to me why you're getting this spanking. Everything went cool. I mean, he's looking me in my eyes, standing in front of me, telling me exactly why he needs a spanking. All right, my man, let's get it over with. He lays down across my lap, butt up. I'm shook a little bit. I'm like, man, hold on now. Usually my oldest boy, I drew some tears by now. Not this 7-year-old little boy. He lays across there, so I'm like, okay, let's get this thing done. So I start getting in. I'm getting in. You know, I'm coming hard with it. He finally breaks some tears out and crying. So I'm like, all right, that's pretty solid. He stands up again, like Ray Lewis. You know, Ray Lewis will give you a speech. He'll go out and wreck you on the field, and then he'll pray for you afterwards. So I talked to him afterwards. Hey, my man, I love you. Hug him. Hey, you do this again. You lucked out with your father because I will not give up on you. So I will spank you every day if I need to. Man, this dude looked at me and said, hey, I understand, Pop. Now, you raised me to be a tough young man. This is at 7. You raised me to be tough. You raised me to be responsible. And I know I deserve that spanking. Now, he straightened up fast, wiped his face, cleaned himself up before he walked out there to face his family, who was still sitting on the steps like, oh my God, this kid is really coming out. He walked out of there, man, and looked everybody in the eye and said, hey, I'm fine. Let's keep going. I mean, this kid, that let me know right there, spankings are done with him. Because that that did not bother him that much. And I mean, he could look me in my eyes and, hey, manned up. So after that, I'm like, hey, no more spanks for you, my man. And I will send you a picture. I want you to put it up of the next time he got in trouble. And I want you to see the look on his face, because I changed the game on him after that, because I was shook after that one. I'm like, man, this kid here.
Right.
But I put a nice little training session together for him, just to help him completely, and it worked. And I honestly, I have not had to spank him in 2 or 3 years, where my oldest boy, he just stopped getting spankings about, at the age of 12. So it took a while for him, but hey, I'm all about corporal punishment, and that's everything from spankings to the death penalty, because I live in Texas. I'm an eye for an eye type of guy. All right, just like the cat over in Singapore that got caned all those years ago. You did the crime, take this beat. That's how it goes.
Hey, I need to talk to your son and see if he summoned the spirit of our ancestors before he walked in that room.
Man, he changed it on me that day.
That's why he was well girded for that.
Hey, at 7?
At 7.
That's tough. Hey, that's real, right?
But you know what? Like I said, I'm a silver lining type of guy. I walked out of there and talked to my wife. I'm like, hey, give me a high five. We raised a tough one. High five. Like, we raised the G right there. You want to take credit, even though I was shook a little bit.
Yeah.
Take credit for that one.
Yeah.
You know what though? Looking at your son, and I've met him a few times, I see all of that.
Oh, seriously.
I see all of that. When I look him in his face, I'm like, yeah, that's a tough cat right there.
Man, he's different.
Man, that's a blessing, man.
Yeah, that really is.
That inspires me, and I ain't got no kids.
Every now and then you gotta get them.
I know who to come to when I need some mentorship.
Hey, you got to.
And they will come.
You've been around. Don't act like
Bro, I already know.
Don't even act like it.
Yeah.
If your kid is cussing you out and shaming you in public, you dropped the ball somewhere. You probably didn't get them real good.
Thank you.
Hey, we're all trying to achieve the same thing, and that's the look. And we all know what that is.
Hey, yeah.
You just got to stop and look at them. And that's like some type of mental telepathy.
Hey, it's
the
a
whole
dad
room
thing.
though is beaming.
It's a dad thing.
And you know who is anchored at. And it stops everything. What that tells the kid is we're skipping all the other steps between what you're doing now and that spanking. If I have to say one more thing, they know it immediately when they get the look. How far you get it.
I'm on the same page as you, Nate. I'm the exact same way. Now, I was getting into it with my pops a little bit, but my mom's. But I'm going to keep it realistic in real life right now. So my wife and I, we call them pow pows. We call them pow pows because we are saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. So in church, I can't say I'll whoop your ass. So keep it real like pow pow. So I get a phone call from our 6-year-old. He's in kindergarten. He's going to first grade next year from his school, and we're the parents that we don't sign off for the school to give them swats. My parents didn't do it for me. It was like, hey, call me. If Kendrick get out of line, I'll come up there and get with him. So I'm all right, cool. So we tell his teacher, like, yo, like, give us a call. We'll come up and we'll talk to him, whatever. We'll come up and lay hands on him. And like I said, we say sanctify, filled with the Holy Ghost, but we ain't laying hands to speak in tongues. I'm laying hands to get that butt. So they call me, like, so he's up here doing ... I'm like, all right, I got you. I'm on my way. For one, when your parents are on your way, they're more frustrated and pissed off because they had to leave work. Yeah. So I'm like, my work really ain't work, but I'm like, I still got to come up here. And I got to come up here and act my color. So like, whatever. So I walk in, this boy is in the cafeteria, eating lunch with his friends, and he doesn't know they called me. So for one, I walk in and he's standing on the chair, wilding out still. But that's not where he got in trouble. It was in the cafeteria. He got in trouble in class. So I walked straight in. And the thing about it was being on staff, I didn't have to like sign in. I was going to take him to the regular restroom, like the kid restroom, but they gave me the principal restroom. I said, that's even better because it's more private. It's going to be some sound effects and ain't nobody really going to hear. So cool. So went in there, grabbed him. We went into the restroom and he already knew. Like he already knew. The second I walked through the door, he sat down like he was doing it right. So we walked out, went to the principal's office. I said, okay, so you doing ... No, sir. So you doing ... Yes, sir. I said, all right, so what's going to happen? I'm going to get a pow pow. I said, exactly. Bend it over. He got his licks, about 2 or 3. Clean, again, like your son did, cleaned his face up. I said, well, again, you can go out there don't go out there whining and crying and pouting because you weren't doing that when you was acting up. Go out there, straighten your face up, and you better not do what you just did again. Well, the thing with our son, he obviously being the oldest boy, he'll push the limits as far as he can because he knows he has a younger sister and obviously a younger brother that's slowly figuring it out too, that will follow him, and he thinks that he won't get in trouble. I'm like, no, the second person always gets caught, but it always leads with the first. So he's trying to figure things out, but yeah, we give pow-pows in our house. Like, my wife, she's a little different than I am at times, and she's a little more lenient. I'm patient just like you, Nate. Like, I will rock with you, but I am not repeating myself multiple times.
Yeah,
I don't care how old you are. If I tell you to do something, keyword is tell. My kids in our household, they don't have a choice. They have an opinion because they're entitled to that. They're human. They have no choice. Like, what we tell you to do is what you're going to do. Your opinion is absolutely irrelevant to you at least probably 18. And that 18 is that you're about to graduate. Now you have a true opinion, but you have a choice. Nah, come on now. So I got whoopings growing up, and it worked for me and my family. My parents never beat me. I never felt to where I was like about to get killed, but I felt it. So I'm like, it's not that that's how I did it when I grew up. So I'm gonna do the same way with my kids. I don't believe in that, but I do believe that like you only can talk to somebody for so long. And the last thing I'll say on that is I told the principal. So the funny thing is, I left the school. A teacher, she stopped me. She said, "Mr. Bryson," and I'm like, "Oh gosh, what's she about to say?" She said, "We need more parents like you." And I'm looking like, "What do you mean? We need more parents that come up here and just get onto their kids and get with them." I'm like, "Oh, I'm here. Like, y'all can put me on staff of mine. I'll sit with you every day and get them right." Because I simply told her, I said, we refuse to let our 6-year-old becomes a 16-year-old and still be doing 6-year-old tendencies because y'all never called and we never addressed it. I will never need no one else to readdress with our kids what we should have addressed with them just because we thought their age wasn't appropriate to address it with them. The second you can understand and hear is the easiest, the sooner that you will start getting it. And here we are. So we give pow-pows.
Pow-pows.
I like
pow-pows.
Man,
Yeah.
that story reminds me of that Kevin Hart joke when his mom told him to go tell the teacher off at school and he said 89 cuss word.
Tell her.
Came back. Man.
Yep.
Nate, do you have like one comedian that just gets you like all the time? Whenever he come on there, like you rolling, you holding your stomach, you crying, man. You got any comedians like that just get you every single time?
My favorite comedian now is Dave Chappelle. I like the intellectual guys that put some thought in. And when they say the joke, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Now I love his comedy about when keeping it real goes wrong. And that stuff is so true. And him talking about when he made his way up through the corporate ladder and got in there and went off because the guy was like, "Hey brother, give me a high five." He was like, "Oh," and just went off on it. I think that is so real. Hey, keeping it real can definitely go wrong. Pick your spots. But this dude is hilarious to me, man. He can get serious when he needs to, but he keeps it funny. Man, I love Dave Chappelle. I mean, he's one of those timeless comedians that I think you can look back on his old stuff and it still just kills you. And I mean, it's serious, but man, he can bring it full circle and make it fun.
Yeah, so I watch a lot of comedy. So
I already know.
I love Louis C.K. He's one of my favorites. But I have to say, Nate, man, Dave Chappelle is Charlie Murphy, True Hollywood Stories.
Yeah.
Basketball story with Prince.
Oh man, look, bro. Oh, you're talking about the one with Prince?
Blouses.
Yeah, blouses. Game blouses.
Game. Blouses.
But no, I think Dave Chappelle, he's just so diverse. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch his new stand-up when he
846.
Yeah, 846. That was powerful.
Yes, powerful.
Very short, very sweet, very to the point. But definitely his point did come across. But yeah, man, those true Hollywood stories, man, of Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy! Hey, he said, bro, when he saw Charlie Murphy, he punched him and he said, Unity! Bro, I can't take it with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is, from Clayton Bigsby on the show, black man with them big noses, breathing up all the white man's air.
Yeah.
That was before his time, bro.
Yeah,
it was.
That man is so talented. He's brilliant. And when people talk about, they loosely use, brilliant and genius, but he is in fact both of those. So definitely Dave Chappelle. I got to rock with my guy on that one.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm not gonna make it 3 for 3. I'm not gonna say Dave, even though he's one of my favorites for sure. Always makes me laugh, and all of his Netflix specials are all funny. So go look at them all. Really good. He's always been one of my favorites. I'm gonna go to a different direction. I'm gonna go with Chris D'Elia. I think that's how you say his last name.
Okay.
He is hilarious.
Funny.
Just sarcastic. Same thing as Dave, kind of really talks about what's happening today, and just does it with a funny outlook on it, and is real raw. Like he's not gonna side swipe, but he's not gonna say nothing that's gonna it's gonna be a little controversial what he's gonna say, but it's really funny. He's one of my favorites for sure, and he likes to do little impressions that are pretty funny too. So he's pretty good. I like him. I'm always gonna go back to Dave Chappelle because that's always been my favorite. I grew up watching Chappelle Show, and then I started off watching his first stand-up where he has that blue shirt on back in DC. I'll never forget. That was like the first stand-up I ever watched, and it was hilarious, and it still rings true today. If you go back and watch that, it talks about how his friend who was white was driving a car and was high, was driving a car, and he said he took the wrong turn and he got stopped by the police, and he said, "Officer, I didn't know I couldn't do that."
Sorry, officer, I didn't know I couldn't do that. The cop said, well, now you know. Just get out of here.
And then got let go. So he turned down the wrong way on the street and got pulled over and got let go. And Dave was so shook because he was like, man, that never would happen to me. Like that kind of stuff is what Dave was making fun of, 20-something years ago. So he's just a visionary and someone that we actually care about what they have to say. So I love Dave. But Chris D'Elia, if I want a good laugh, I'm going to watch him for sure.
All right, cool.
That's a good choice.
Hey, KB, let me guess. You gonna say Dave Chappelle?
Nah, man, mine is a little different. My GOAT is Bernie Mac. Anything with him is just hilarious to me. But outside of that, I got to go with if I turn it on at any time, I laugh, and my wife thinks it is the stupidest thing ever. She hates it too. Is Life. Martin and Eddie Murphy. Yo, I can watch that movie on repeat all day because, like, when I put repeat on him in the bed, he said, like, it's so many parts in that movie that's like, it's just hilarious in every aspect. The fool's going to the upper room and yeah, like I said, my GOAT has got to be Bernie Mac. Like, I can watch his old stuff and even his TV shows now. God rest his soul, but it's still like it's hilarious as if it's like completely live. Yeah.
What, a milk and cookies story?
Him downstairs. Him downstairs.
Yeah. Yep. Classic. You can't go wrong.
Classic.
Man, there was one comedian that came out of nowhere. I think Aaron, you was the one that told me about him.
I hope you ain't about to say my guy.
Tony Roberts. Was that yours?
Guy?
I was gonna say for
I have a bunch
myself.
of comedians, like I love comedy. I guess Aaron will agree with me, dude. Tony Roberts, his 2 specials on Netflix, man, were crazy. Did you guys see those or no? Anybody else see it?
I saw
I
it.
saw it.
Good.
Man, y'all gotta check it out if it's still up there. I don't know, maybe on YouTube or whatever. He went to like a family member's house and he was talking about how dirty it was to where he had to wipe his shoes off before he went back outside.
Some women looking clean, but you go to their house, the house nasty. The house so nasty, you gotta wipe your feet on the way out. Cause you don't wanna mess up the city.
He went dirty up the streets.
Right, he said he went dirty up the streets, had to wipe my shoes off.
He said she made him some coffee and the sugar had footprints in it.
Yeah.
He said her house smelled like slave socks.
Oh, yikes.
That dude, man.
That dude, man, both of those specials just had
I'm gonna
me
watch that tonight.
rolling. Yeah, you gotta try to find him.
I'm gonna tell you all about him real quick. He is called the comedian's favorite comedian. This guy, Tony Roberts, and I actually have a story. I actually met him. This guy, Tony Roberts, it doesn't matter what he does. I can't hold it. I can't keep it in. This dude, first of all, he's very random. So he'll say something funny. The difficult thing with him is that he'll say something funny and you don't have a lot of time to laugh because the next thing that he's about to say is a different subject, but it's just as funny or funnier. So you gotta like keep pausing and rewinding because he does not stay like, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, D.L. Hughley, they go through stories, right? So you can laugh, and when you're done laughing, they're still telling the story. Well, Tony Roberts is very random. So he has I'm Different is one. That
was his first one, right?
Not a Netflix special, but one 1 hour comedy stand up is I'm Different. The other one is Wired, and then he has another one called Motor City Motor Mouth, something like that. Yeah, because he's from Detroit.
Okay.
This guy is really random. All of those jokes about the slave socks, the footprints in the sugar, having to wipe his feet off before he goes outside. That's all in one 30-second span. He said
her cups had screen doors on them. That's how dirty the cups were.
He said the water was fuzzy and it looked like it was a screen door.
Yeah, I remember that.
This dude, he has a thing that he says, you need your A-B. You need your B. He said, you in a
wheelchair and your shoes dirty.
Yeah, you in a wheelchair and your shoes dirty.
Where the homeless people get these wheelchairs from? That's what I want to know. Are they passing them out? Is it wheelchair day? They be in the middle of the street like we in their way. All right, go.
He said you balled up here, but you got braids out down here. You need your B. He starts his specials off with that, and it's just real random, stupid stuff. But this guy is hilarious. I was watching the Motor City Motor Mouth one last night, and he told a joke. He said something about he was like, I don't understand why there's so many handicapped spots at the skating rink. And then he sat in the chair. He was going around, sliding around in the chair. He's like, is this what's going on? It's like, why is there so many handicapped spaces at the skating rink? He's just real random, bro. He said, why when you're trying to kill a fly, you got to act like you the fly. One thing that got me, and I'll end it with this. One thing that got me. He told a joke about something else, and he was like, I got a question for y'all. He was like, when you after you get done eating, he's like, when you pick your teeth, do you eat the meat? He's like, when you pick the meat out your teeth, and then he said something about big people. He's like, y'all probably put it back on y'all bread and make a whole nother sound. The dude is crazy. Like if you just like a guy that just says the craziest things, they're all funny, but there's like no method to. There is a method, but he's loose with it. And I met him in person because he comes out here every year. He does improvs a lot and stuff like that. And we sat in the audience. B. Spence, you were there with us, right?
I was there.
Yeah. And he's one of those real comics, right? Some guys have to have writers, some guy, and listen, however you got to do it, right? Get your bread, do your thing. But this guy is he's so random. You can tell it's all real. It's all raw. Like this dude is just genuinely this funny. And I mean, before the show started, he just got on everybody. I mean, we sat up front, and I mean, he killed me.
What did he say about you? Say one thing he said about you.
I actually don't even remember.
Brandon,
Brandon, you know.
Bro. What he said.
So we had an opportunity to sit pretty close, but it's so funny because since he is so random, like even after the show, when he was talking to us, taking pictures, before he shook my hand, he told me I had 3 different grays on. Like, bro, why? I'm trying to enjoy your celebrity, bro.
I paid for this.
Yeah, like no,
He's still roasting you.
No,
we were in line to take pictures, and he was giving out signed copies of his new special, and everybody that stepped up, he got on. He was just roasting everybody as they walked up.
They pros.
If you guys haven't seen Tony Roberts, please, I'm Different, Wired, and Motor City Motor Mouth. This dude he's called the comedian. He's called the comedian's favorite comedian.
I'll make this comment. I'm surprised that there was 2 guys I was surprised that nobody said. I was surprised. Well, 3 guys. I was surprised nobody said Cat Williams. I was a little surprised knowing like Kevin Hart because he's probably the most
decorated,
popular. But I've never been a huge fan. Like I'll watch it, but I'm not
a fan of Kevin Hart.
Into it. And then I love Mike Epps. I forgot to mention him, but I like Mike Epps' stand-up.
So.
Yes.
Kevin Hart, I am a fan. You can come on the podcast.
I am an actual fan of Kevin Hart.
Mike
Epps is my favorite comedian. But the guy that, and Brandon B. Spence knows that, Mike Epps is my top guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's my guy. But something about Tony Roberts, it doesn't matter. So Mike Epps, as he's my favorite guy, but there's been things that he's done that hasn't made me laugh, right? Even though that's my favorite. In movies, he's top notch. But in stand-ups, lately, he's all fire, but in the beginning, some things are funny, some things are not. It doesn't matter what Tony Roberts does. I can't keep it in. And everybody I've shared Tony Roberts with, they're like, this dude is crazy. So,
and to speak to that, B-Bark, I completely agree with you. So if there was a battle between comedians, I'm rocking with Cat. Cat go hard, man.
Cat is fire.
I'm rocking with Cat. It's just since the topic was your one person, Dave is too dynamic to just leave him out of that conversation, right? Yeah. But Cat Williams, bro, he's a problem.
Yes.
And I'm mad that his career went the way it went because I think he's a legend as well, right? He does not get the due that he deserves. But yeah.
I got another name.
My bad, B-Bark.
Hey, y'all forgot about Mike Sean from K104.
Who?
Michael Sean.
What?
I don't think we forgot.
I think we never knew.
We never knew.
Hey.
Is he funny?
Don't sleep on the locals.
Is he funny?
He is hilarious.
Okay.
Cat Williams, I'll say this last thing. Cat Williams has probably one of the best bits ever. When he started that one special where we talking about hustling, he puts the song on, and then he says, "Man, this song, no matter what you doing, it's gonna make you get up and go." And he's in the grocery store. Like that's the best. That's why I always will love Cat Williams because I feel like that one special trumps like so many people's whole catalog because it was so good from top to bottom. So I'll never forget that.
I just want to shout out Martin Lawrence and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
I gotta shout those 2 guys out. Those are goats.
Hey, I got an answer for your question. If it's a steak I'm eating, I'm gonna eat that thing. If I pick it out, that steak going right back in.
It depends how much your tab was.
Right? Hey, look.
Gross, bro.
Let's go right back in.
It's good.
Hey, if you pay $50 for that steak.
Hey.
Right?
Huh?
Hey, if you paid $10, but it was hitting that day. I'm collecting it.
Talking about like searching comedians, another thing I've been looking at, man, because I'm getting real excited for the NBA season since it's almost coming back up. So I've been on YouTube looking up plays after Lakers, because Lakers all day.
Say it again.
NBA,
I mean, Yeah, so man, I just been looking at NBA plays. Oh, was that a thumbs down?
No,
It was a side thumb because he can't go all the way down with it. It was a side thumb.
All right, I'm just gonna say right now that B Bark is gonna be missing from this episode. He will be edited out.
Hey, B Bark, I got you. Don't trip.
Yeah, you guys got any like play that just come to your mind, like this ruthless play, something that go hard, a crossover, a shot, a dunk,
Ruthless?
ruthless, anything that's crazy, like a crazy play. I'm gonna let the eldest go first. You know what I mean? Let's let wisdom speak. Go ahead, Nate.
There you go. Hey, thank you for putting a little respect on that. All right. Hey, I got to go with my age group, Vince Carter. This dude is the truth, man. I started looking at some of his stuff. My goodness, Vinsanity, half man, half amazing. The dunk over Alonzo Mourning.
Chest to chest.
Carter's got it. Carter drives. Big finish.
My goodness. I mean, he eyeballed him before he got there. I think he was recovering a block maybe that Alonzo had on one of the other guys. Reached out, got it, turned around, hit it straight for Alonzo, chest to chest. I'm still going up. Now you're going down.
Yep.
Eat this. Boom. This dude here.
Yes.
Hey, you might need to run a few of his highlights, and I'll wait. There we go.
Hey,
Man, this dude is the truth, man. He put it on.
Matt, we need another.
Alonzo. Whew, man, this guy he's got some great highlights.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch. I mean, I was over in Europe and woke up at 3 a.m. for his first slam dunk contest, and I happened to wake up just in time to see him do some of that crazy stuff. Man, there's cats today that cannot do those dunks.
Yeah.
And the truth is, he does slam dunk contest dunks in game, or he used
In the game.
to do them in the game. You hadn't seen guys just get jumped on. You know, people bring props out to dunk contest. You in a game, and this cat will jump over you. We'll do a 360. It's crazy. It's crazy. Best dunker in history. Let me go ahead and throw that out there.
Ooh.
Yeah, for sure.
Down.
For sure.
Yeah.
Facts.
Down.
You agree with that, Brandon Smith?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Vince is the man. I don't think anybody can disagree with that. Shout out to Vince Carter. I know he's retiring. That's sad, but he had a great career. No. It's two things that when I think about basketball, I like to think about my personality on the court. So when Sean Kemp dunked on Alton Lister and pointed at him, bow, bow, bow. He shot him. Not only did he dunk on him, he shot him. Bro, why would you shoot that man after you already killed him? Like, you already killed him. He dunked on him. That tickles me so bad. I watch it over and over again because why would you do that to him? And why would that boy get dunked on like that? That's a classic. That's a classic. Another one that comes to mind, since I'm a huge AI fan, is y'all know the step over.
9 in a row. 7 straight points by Iverson. Looked like he was dead in the water. The Sixers by 4. 40 seconds left.
Y'all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your boy Lou ain't never been the same. His hairline strange now. Look, bro. He lost the dreads, the braids, bro. But no, that crossover in the corner, fell down,
Braids out.
stepped over him. AI is my guy. So I think that's pretty ruthless to step over somebody because that's very intentional. And pointing at somebody and shooting them.
Hey, which one's worse, the step over or the point? Because that point was.
Like you said,
I mean, that's something that I do because get out of like, bow, bow, bow. I got you. And I'm taking off back down court. That was a brilliant play. So that's mine.
That's a hard one to follow up. But first, I'm gonna go with one that I actually witnessed in person. So obviously, I'm a Mavs guy. I remember a couple years ago, not a couple, more than a couple really, but when Darren Williams was on the team, and he hit a game winner against the Kings.
Harris goes into Darren Williams from the corner. They will catch a flight. Darren Williams wins the game.
I want to say it was in 4 or 5 overtimes. It was the longest night of my life.
You're talking about the Mavericks?
Yeah, it was against the Kings. I remember that night because my mom actually works with Nancy Lieberman, and Nancy Lieberman was a coach of the Kings. So she was like, hey, after the game, this is when I wasn't working for them, I'll come to the game, and after the game, I'll introduce you to some of the guys. I'm like, I'm hyped. Like, man, let's get this game over with. I get to meet, Boogie. He might, slap me across the face. I don't know, but it might be nice to meet him. So I'm excited. I'm like, all right, man, let's get this game over with. And sure enough, I went to 5 overtimes, and then the Mavs won by a Darren Williams buzzer beater, probably his best play as a Maverick. And then the other one I'll never forget. I'll go back into Allen Iverson against the Wizard. Antonio Daniels makes him fall twice.
Allen Iverson. Watch this move.
And AD is my boy. Kendrick number 2. But I know AD, and I've asked him about it. So I've seen AD several times since, obviously, then. And he actually works for the Pelicans now, so I saw him this past season a couple of times, too, when the Mavs played him. Every once in a while, I got to ask him about it. And he says, man, he just throws his hands up. He says, at least I was able to play in the NBA. But, man, it was not a fun day that day.
He looked like he complained to the referee after it happened, after the second fall.
Yeah, he just puts his hands up. Like,
yeah.
The floor.
It was rough. So that was the play I'll never forget, because I don't think I've ever seen that happen where someone falls twice in succession on a crossover. Like, that was
not
crazy.
In the NBA. Yeah, not the NBA at least.
No. So that was insane. Like, Iverson really had people out here looking like street ball and falling down, slipping, sliding, not giving a damn what he did. So that play always stands out. I love that era of basketball, and I love that play.
I'm with Ogden. I got 2, but this one, my first one, got to go to Vince Carter. When he, coincidentally, I'm wearing this USA jersey, warm up, which is Jordan. But when he jumped over my man in the Olympics, like.
Bonato gets with a sloppy pass. Carter inside.
I don't know what your thought process is when you're backpedaling on defense. Vince Carter's coming at you. For one, you're backpedaling, so that's the problem in its own. But then for 2, like, to even be surprised that he's going to dunk on you. But like, what are you thinking when somebody literally clears you? Like, you can't even take a charge. Like, the only way you take a charge is if you get the middle of his crotch on the top of your head and you just happen to fall. Like, it's almost like being in black church and they get you with the Holy Ghost and you fall. Like,
yep. Just go down.
Exactly. Like, what do you do? Like, do you move? Like, do you run? Because if you run out the way, you probably get subbed out the game. That's even worse. Or you just stand there and take it. Like, I don't know what you do, but when he cleared him, like, literally, like, that blew my mind. Because I agree. I think Vince Carter is the best dunker of all time, at least in our era for sure. But to clear and it wasn't like a 6'5" cat. Like, he was seven something, right?
7'2".
Yeah.
7'2".
So exactly that's
barely
like
a gather.
Crazy. Crazy.
Barely a gather. Still step in, clear.
Exactly. Like, it still blows my mind to this day. Like, even seeing it on obviously since him retiring, it's coming on TV and it'll be there. But my last one is not really necessarily a play, but it really gets me into the GOAT, which is when Matt Barnes tried to throw the ball in Kobe Bryant's face and he never flinched. That's crazy to me. Like, because I'm not saying you gotta follow all over the place, but with somebody of Matt Barnes' stature that is borderline crazy, he really might throw the ball in your face. Yeah. And being that close, that much force, it might break your nose. And he never even flinched. But yeah, I can't leave Kobe out, and I can go on and on about crazy plays on that with Kobe. Y'all know about that.
Yeah, there's plenty. There's plenty.
Cold dunk on Steve Nash.
Hey now.
What about Cole getting that two-piece?
hey,
I knew it was coming.
Cole ain't that type of guy.
It had to be you.
Hey, D. Spence, you spoke about it a couple weeks ago. You spoke about it, D. Spence. Some of their pedigree ain't like that.
That's true. That is true.
Go see episode 1, the fire episode. Hear about that.
Right, link down below.
Yeah.
There was one play, and I've always been a Stephen Curry fan back when he was in college, Davidson. But I guess the one that got me with this play is just the reaction from Chris Paul when he dropped him on the baseline.
Oh.
And then came back. I don't remember which one was first. I think he dropped him, and then he hit his whole team for the step back 3.
And the bench is loving it. Coming at Chris Paul, takes it out under the basket, and suddenly goes 2 times behind his back to leave.
Spectacular move. And it's the largest lead of the game.
Well, after that, I started watching Stephen Curry dribble videos. Hold on, I gotta get back.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see Steve Kerr's face when he did that 3 on the whole team? He was like, "Why did you take the shot?" Oh, he made it. Yeah,
It's just the fact that he was so salty after those 2 plays that just stuck with me. Man, that was so funny.
I'm a junkie, so I got a ton of them. I got honorable mentions. Obviously, AI sliding Jordan twice. The first slide was bad, but to bring him back and re-slide him again using the same move, that one probably embarrassed Jordan.
Watch this.
The first one was like he got it. Then he allowed him to come back, snatched him again. That one was probably embarrassing because, he got me again. That at that point, it's like I couldn't do anything about it. He's just getting it. So you got that for an honorable mention. How many of y'all remember Kyrie's full court annihilation of the whole USA team?
Yeah, that's dumb.
Oh, you talking about the practice, right?
Yes, the whole team, full court, spin move, round the back. I mean, that's an honorable mention.
That's against all premium,
all top level guys. Yeah, everybody. And here's the thing: if you watch the play in the beginning, I can't remember who was up. I don't know if it was Cole.
It was Harden.
And then they caught back up to him to get slid again. So he doesn't break mold, but these guys are getting slid. Huh?
That's a young Kyrie too. That's not like veteran mini pro Kyrie. That is young Kyrie, fresh out of Duke, like 2-3 years out.
Yeah. So in the same play, from him moving from out of bounds to forward, he's getting some of the same cats because they've recovered. Like, we can't let this young cat embarrass us, and you just fell back in line to get slid. It was amazing. How about Dwayne Wade's dunk on Verjao?
Jermaine O'Neal got a piece of it.
Oh, that's a nice one.
I remember that.
When LeBron missed that dunk on, I forgot who he tried to dunk on, and Dwayne got the rebound, went the full length of the court, and I mean he that was a murder case that he put on Anderson Varejao. That was bad.
No, Varejao used to take a lot of charges. He regretted that.
That one was bad. Okay, how about D Wade's snatchback on Eric Snow? Fake one way, take off, snatchback. Eric Snow, he hit him at the 3-point line. Eric Snow almost went out of bounds sliding.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. Now, the one that I wanted to save was, I think this kind of maybe, listen, he was in the NBA, so I can't say didn't have a career, but this was a embarrassment. What DeAndre Jordan did off that alley-oop on Brandon Knight.
Here comes Chris Paul. The lob. The jam! Oh, what a monster jam by DeAndre Jordan!
Brandon Knight's hard. Brandon Knight ain't a slouch, bro, but he just got caught in the wrong position.
That was What'd you say?
Got it.
That was ugly, bro.
That was it was actually ugly. It really was actually ugly. Because first of all, Chris Paul, being the visionary that he is, he's rude for that. He set him up.
Yep.
He's seen Brandon Knight sitting down there before he threw the alley-oop. You're rude, bro. If you're watching this, you're rude.
So you talking to him right now?
Yes, I'm talking to you, Chris Paul, CP3. You are rude for that. You seen him sitting in the key, and you proceeded to throw an alley-oop that he couldn't get to. And I mean, that's one of the craziest posters that you're gonna see.
Did you
I mean,
see Andre's face after?
Robinson was bad too, but DeAndre Jordan, that was rude, man.
Did
Yeah,
you
we
see
can't forget
DeAndre's
about,
face after he did it?
His face was
face
just like
He was like
disgusted.
Hey, you can't forget about LeBron on Jason Terry.
Jason Terry.
What?
Bad too.
What? Man.
That was
Hey,
bad.
D-Wade, no, but that talk about being rude. All them dudes are rude the way that just worked perfectly. Like heel, the behind the back from D-Wade, the pass over to Chalmers, then to Cole,
Yeah,
throws it
shouldn't
right
even
in the
jump.
air, and then
he shouldn't have even jumped.
Like, what are you thinking? Like, come on now.
and
It
the
was
call-
3-on-1, and they
the
were
call is
passing the
amazing.
ball in the key.
Yeah.
So at this point, okay, I'm at a disadvantage, and then just in the jump.
Hey, Jason Terry is the Jet. He should have hit that runway straight to the stands to make sure he didn't get dunked on. But this,
That Naruto run? He would have Naruto run?
hey,
Shout out Jet.
JT is my guy. Like,
Oh,
that's my man.
I
But
was
that's not
mad
the
that
best
he
decision he made in life in that moment. You got to go on the move. Like, I'd have hit the cameraman
You gotta
just get
go.
out the way.
Yeah.
That was,
Why
that was
do
bad.
you jump? I'm just so confused
Man,
at the thought processes. Why are you jumping?
I hated in pickup ball too. Like, if you can't even touch the backboard on a layup, and I'm going up for a dunk, like, or if I'm like, say I'm throwing B-box and oop, and you can't jump, like, what are you jumping for? Because for one, in pickup ball, you probably would get hurt.
Right.
Forget the embarrassing, like, you're still getting dunked on, but it's like, I hate that stuff. Like, but hey,
I do not like that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Move out of the way, sir.
hey, like we
but
said,
in their
anybody in my house
defense-
can get a pow-pow. Anybody on that court can get it too.
In the defense, and Nate could probably speak to
You
this
hit it on
too.
that. Get a pow on the court.
When you play a certain level of basketball,
Man,
you either gonna get dunked on or you're gonna dunk on someone.
yeah,
At a certain level, college and up, it's gonna happen.
that's if you're playing hard and playing right.
Every time. If you are a shot blocker,
What?
you will get dunked on.
Heck
Period.
yeah.
Somebody's gonna catch you
Absolutely.
slipping.
I
You
do.
gonna have
I
some
do not
salty
have a
ones in
problem.
your face.
I don't have a problem with that. It's it's the 6'1" guy knows that the freight train is coming through.
Thank you.
I get it at that level. Like, bro, you got to be smart. You're not gonna dunk. You're not gonna
Hey.
block LeBron James, bro.
Hey, it's the ones that sees the dunker coming and they start taking them stutter steps on the runway and then they take off.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't
you're
do that.
still going to get dunked on. Like, you might as well just slow down or just run out of the way and go on to find your lane on offense. He's going to dunk it, get it in, and here we go. But, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
They do
the
that
smart
always
guard.
Jordan defense. Whose man is this?
The smart guards just run by and fan at the ball before
Yeah.
they get up.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Now,
you.
you act like you at least tried to get a steal. You do
Thank
not
you.
jump.
Right.
What about Derrick Rose dunking on Steve Nash? No, that was on Dragic
Oh, D Rose used to get up.
with
Oh,
two
what?
hands.
Was that on Dragic or Steve Nash? Because I think he got one on Nash too.
It was on Dragic, the two-hand one. Yeah,
That two-handed joint you're talking about.
that was on Dragic.
Dragic, okay.
And then you got the old school ones where both Jordan and Pippen took turns on Patrick Ewing. When he dunked on Ewing and pushed him down, Pippen.
Yeah. Yep.
You got Jordan dunking on Mutombo, Wagner. I mean, you got a lot of cats, but that DeAndre Jordan one was kind of rude. Like Shaq, the
Hey,
way
don't
Shaq,
leave y'all mean, y'all. He got dunked on too, and y'all know about who.
yeah. What about T-Mac on Sean Bradley?
Oh,
all
that
of
was disgusting.
Ooh. Yeah.
all of
Ooh,
That's back when T-Mac had the lazy eye.
Oh,
That's,
he did.
it cleared up.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a whole
it
lot
went
better
away.
now. Yeah, it's
Hey, bro, it ain't lazy no more, bro.
Hey, that miracle water, that miracle water, they throw it on you.
Yeah,
Touch
bro. No,
The miracle spring water?
handkerchief. You got
Spring water?
or the miracle
No, it's
handkerchief.
crazy.
I think the handkerchief is better.
Bro, did you just throw out the miracle spring water?
Hey, won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Bruh.
Won't he do
Oh
it?
man.
I wish they would have recorded Wilt back in the day. Dunking on these dudes.
Dunking on those mailmen.
Yeah,
That don't count.
that was probably pretty
Boy,
nasty.
left the coal mine and went and put on his NBA jersey.
Wow.
Oh man.
Don't disrespect, bro. That means he can do it both, bro.
Hey, y'all crazy, bro.
I hate to have to end it here, but we're gonna have to wrap up the episode. And I had a good time. You guys enjoyed this episode, man?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, because we can go on for hours about different dunks and crossovers, but we'll leave it here and we'll save the rest for next time. Thanks for coming to the podcast at the Hardwood Court of Opinions. This is our second episode. We're going to keep rolling. You guys like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, check out our social medias down below. Yeah, we're just going to keep having fun. Thanks for watching again, and we're out.
Peace.
Later.
You